welcome back to my channel. So John is currently dating a new girl. So when we last caught up with him in his Where Are They Now segment, he revealed that he was dating another girl in prison that was locked up with Christiana, and I guess him and her ended up breaking up, and he started talking to this new girl. He has not released the name of the girl that he's currently talking to, but he has shared a few different pictures. So he said he met this girl purely by accident. Apparently they have a mutual friend, and she found out that her mutual friend knew John, and she kept bugging her friend like, oh my gosh, please give me his phone number. I want to talk to him. She ended up getting them digits, and then she called him, and they talked on the phone for hours and hit it off. And he found out that they have a lot in common. They're really compatible. So he has plans to go see her on her coast here in the next few months. And she's a pretty girl. So I guess I'll keep you guys updated on what ends up happening with that. And last time I spoke about John, we were talking about how Destinie ended up screwing over this organization that he was involved with. This wasn't long after Destinie started GoFundMe begging for money to be reunited with her children because she claimed she was in a dangerous situation, and she was asking John for money. And she's like, look, I'm in a bad situation. He's like, look, I'm not going to send you no money now, but my organization will pay to fly you out to this event that he's having. Other Love After Lockup cast members were invited, and Deontay ended up showing up. And John was like, look, this is a great opportunity for you to get away, be around some positive, good people. And while you're out here, I'll pay for a hotel room and help you out with some money for like food and everything like that. Well, they ended up paying for the plane ticket. Then she ended up ghosting him, and thank God he didn't end up sending her any money beforehand, and she just completely went MIA. And then suddenly, that same day or the day after, she posted on Facebook that she just married this new dude all of a sudden. And now we finally have more updates on what allegedly happened. Destinie claims that she ended up not getting on the plane or going to the event because she had to get rushed to the hospital by ambulance because she had kidney failure. I'm not sure how true it is, or is she just using that as an excuse for why she didn't show up to the event. But if that's true, that is something serious. And she also revealed to my source about a month ago that she just got done filming for a new show, and she filmed for this crime story spinoff that wetv started. This new show is going to be a kind of Love After Lockup spinoff that covers the crimes that various cast members have done. And I know Mikey, who is with Chelsea, the deaf girl, he filmed an episode. Quaylen filmed the episode back in December. And Destinie just got done filming an episode a few months ago. And she's currently living in Sacramento, and she's still begging people for money. My source sent me some receipts where she was asking for money to go see her kids. And it just kind of is starting to feel like she's kind of like Heather. She uses her kids as an excuse to get money because that's the same thing she was doing in the GoFundMe. And every single time she is asking people for money, she claims it's for her kids, yet she doesn't have custody of one single kid. And I asked my source if she still had the baby that she had on Life After Lockup last we saw her, and they claim she does not have custody of him and that she is currently staying in a hotel, and apparently the hotel is filthy and disgusting. Apparently Destinie isn't doing so hot, and this girl has had ample enough time to turn her life around for the sake of her kids. And now I want to talk about Taylor and Bobbie and Bobbie's fiance. So yesterday I reported that Bobbie had revealed that Taylor had been letting Chance and his girlfriend live with her, and Bobbie's boyfriend is now speaking out on Facebook, and this is what Scott had to say. He said it's amazing how Chance is a senior citizen that's never paid a bill, and he has so much control over Taylor. This man's power is insane for the simple fact he has his girlfriend living with Taylor, and y'all know the one that he cheated on her with. She's babysitting his son while he's in the halfway house, and I think Taylor is cool, but she's weird as hell. So I'm sure she definitely rode that short butt. Bobbie did an interview with Gio Malik yesterday on his YouTube channel. Check it out. They spilled a lot of tea in this interview, and Bobbie revealed that Alyssa and Chance have been living with Taylor for the past few months. And just a few weeks ago, Chance went to a halfway house for a little bit, but he plans to get out of the halfway house and go back to Taylor's house. And Taylor is having Chance's girlfriend watch baby Mason while she's working, just like I was speculating in my video yesterday. So Taylor commented under Scott's post and she said, "I love how my comment got deleted. Must not have liked the truth being aired out." And Scott responded and he said, "The truth is you're fake. You confide in Bobbie and tell her how much you can't stand Chance or his girlfriend, yet you have her living in your home. I never told you Bobbie was actively on drugs, even due to her past. I've never actually seen her do any in front of me." So I guess he's referring to a comment I guess Taylor left before this that got deleted, where Taylor was trying to say, "Oh yeah, you told me that Bobbie was using," and she's acting like that's one of the reasons she didn't feel comfortable having Bobbie spend the night at her house. And he said that's also irrelevant because you told her she can stay at your home, but Chance told you no, so you let your sister sleep in the cold with her animal. So Bobbie claimed that she showed up at Taylor's house at 10 o'clock at night with her dog and her fiance, and she said she and Scott only needed a place to stay till 6 a.m. until they had to go to work. And when they got there, Alyssa was on the phone with Chance, and Chance was like, "Who's there?" And Alyssa said, "Bobbie and Scott, and they're trying to stay the night." And Chance was like, "Oh, no way, no way." And he was trying to convince Alyssa to come pick him up from the halfway house to ensure that Bobbie and her man didn't stay there. Meanwhile, a friend of hers took it upon herself to help Bobbie out. "You try to make it a joking matter about me being a dishwasher, but I make $18 an hour on one job, but okay. I never said right now at this very moment I'm sitting on thousands of dollars, but I'll be well off within the next month. You're using that poor girl as a babysitter for your son, and that's not right. How many times have you reached out and complained to your sister? I knew everything about you, Chance, and your family before I even met all of you because Bobbie literally tells me everything, and some things I actually seen for myself. The only truth that you mentioned was me being a dishwasher, which again, everyone knows I've already put that on Facebook. So what else you got? You are far behind your bills because you have a spending habit and you literally pay on a bill instead of paying in full. You let a man come in between you and your twin sister, and you really showed her your true colors, so I can't F with that." Taylor never responded, and then Scott posted, "Everyone knows I'm a dishwasher because I put it on Facebook, and I've never paid on a bill. Any bill that I ever paid was paid in full. I stopped at 2 kids, but you're 28 years old, and you have 4 kids, but you've never been married, let alone proposed to. People laugh at you, not with you. A longtime friend was the one who came through to your sister's aid, not you, which is quite sad. When she lived with you, I was told you were unemployed and Bobbie gave you $800 a month for your bills while she slept in the garage." And I sure hope she's at least making Alyssa sleep in the garage that she had Bobbie sleeping in. And he says, "All the money that you've been getting for how many seasons being on TV and you're still struggling? That's disgusting. Stop playing the role of a victimized narcissist and start taking accountability for the choices you made." And he said the truth is Bobbie's dog was going to go to the pound if she didn't pick her up by Friday, so we went and got her since she kept getting out of Taylor's backyard and ending up on her front porch due to people not watching her. Hey, that sounds familiar because that's the same thing that the neighbor was complaining about that lived next to Chance and Alyssa when they were living in the condemned house. They were saying those same exact complaints about Alyssa's dogs, and that's why they eventually got picked up by animal control. And he says the place where I was staying doesn't allow animals, but in my eyes I did the right thing by picking her up, her dog who she loves dearly. So Bobbie claims that her and Scott were living with a friend, and I guess the dog was going to have to go to the pound the next day if Bobbie did not come pick her up. So Bobbie and Scott moved into a hotel room to stay in, and they said it's getting expensive living in a hotel room with the dog, so they were needing a place to stay for the night. And I guess they're in the process of trying to get their own place. Me and Bobbie were good, but Bobbie wasn't okay without her dog. Staying in a hotel will eat up your money, so instead of being on the streets, a friend of hers looked out for her, and now when I get paid next Friday, I'm breaking bread with her. Bobbie has always worked and paid where she laid, along with watching people's kids and providing for the household with her very own food stamps just to get crapped on. Of course she has a past, but don't we all? Your past doesn't define the person you are today. Hard times will reveal people's true colors, and it mainly comes from those who are closest to you. And yes, Chance's girlfriend, Alyssa, is currently unemployed and living inside Taylor's home as the babysitter. And Bobbie did confirm this in her interview that Alyssa quit her job at Walmart to be Taylor's full-time babysitter. Then someone said, keep a dog when they can't even afford a roof over their heads is stupid. These people need to get real jobs. And Bobbie said, real jobs? So being a CNA isn't a real job? Okay. And yes, I chose to keep my dog. My dog has helped me get through in my lowest point in my life. Y'all, the ones that are like, dogs are just dogs, are sick. And someone else said, I know exactly how you feel and I've been there. Keep your head up. My pup's my best friend. And Bobbie says, exactly, never will I. People aren't comprehending what's going on. Yeah, our bills are paid and we paid our rent all the way up till we left. And then we got a hotel that is dog friendly to keep my dog, obviously. People think I really try to move in with my sister, which is false as F. We're going to be moving soon. We're just waiting for it to open up. Nobody helps us pay our bills. We both work. We've always worked, but trying to spend one night at my sister's is not trying to move in with her. I don't want to live with her, but everyone thinks I'm mad that she said no. I'm not mad that she said no. I'm upset because I feel betrayed because of Chance and Alyssa. I don't care that she didn't let me stay, but say no to me and say no to Chance and Alyssa too, if you're really trying to heal and move on. I absolutely have a past, and my past, Alyssa's past, and Chance's past have a lot of common factors. And my past is why Taylor didn't want me to spend the night there. And it wasn't even as much as Taylor, it was actually Chance. Because whenever we got to her house, Alyssa was on the phone with Chance, and he was mad as hell that we were there. I didn't even know it was Chance's house. Then Bobbie's fiance posted, I worked my first job yesterday and the second job afterwards. So today's another repeat. I can pay all the bills on one income, but honestly, doing music costs as much, if not more than the bills. This is where the second job comes into place so I can have that leftover money to be able to invest back into my music. I prefer a house, but I'll take an apartment with paid utilities or even a mobile home. It's not about where you live, especially if it's taken care of. It's about paying where you lay and also not struggling while doing it. Then he said, I want to help Bobbie get her driver's license, so I'll start practicing with her. And he says he knows how hard it is getting paid bi-weekly and having to wait for payday, so he's going to help put her on the DoorDash app so she can start doing that in her free time when she does finally get her license. Bobbie claims that Alyssa or Chance wasn't helping out with the bills or paying any sort of rent. They were just staying there in exchange for Alyssa to watch baby Mason while Taylor is working her new job. So she explained it all started when Chance had that hit and run December and he was put on house arrest afterwards. And they said he had to have an address to use for house arrest. And Chance came to Taylor and said, look, they told me that since my parole address is your address, that I also have to use that address as my house arrest address. And I feel like that could have been changed. I don't know if I'm wrong. Someone please let me know in the comments below if you know anything about that. I know he wouldn't have been able to use the condemned house or the hotel for a house arrest address, but I feel like there could have been other options. And Taylor was like, oh, I don't want him to go back to prison. She was also stressed out because she didn't have Chance there to help out with the bills, and she had to make something happen to pay all the bills that she was behind on. So she had to get a job, and she was concerned because she didn't have anyone to watch Mason. So Chance ended up talking her into it by saying, look, I'm gonna go to prison, and if you let me and Alyssa stay with you, then Alyssa will help out around the house and she'll watch baby Mason so you can get a job. And I don't know, I would not trust Alyssa watching my kid, especially while working a full-time job. I just feel like there has to be a better way. I know she's desperate, but I feel like she could get some kind of like government funded childcare through the state with her being a single mom to 4 children. And I feel like with Chance living there, even though he's in the halfway house right now, but once he does move back in, I feel like he's going to be cock blocking Taylor, and it seems like he's still controlling Taylor even though he's no longer with her, because it's going to be hard for Taylor to move on and find a new man. Because I know if I was interested in a girl and she said that her ex and the girl that my ex cheated on me with is living up in her house, I would think that was a red flag, and I would not want to date somebody like that. Bobbie also revealed that right after Chance got out of prison, he allegedly ran his truck into the neighbor's shed because he was so drunk and destroyed the whole thing. And Bobbie also addressed what I was saying in my last video about the puppy that she had. So Bobbie, her dog was not fixed. It was left at Taylor's, and it got pregnant by one of Taylor's dogs. And Bobbie's dog had a bunch of puppies, and I know Taylor was stressed out taking care of her dog, Bobbie's dog, and now all these puppies. And Bobbie claims that she didn't just leave her dog there abandoned and not take care of it. She claims that she was constantly bringing over food and treats and toys for the dog when she could. And another thing I was complaining about in my video is how this puppy ended up getting adopted out to Alyssa and Chance. And Alyssa and Chance did not take care of the dog and just ended up leaving it behind, stranded, along with a few other dogs of Alyssa and Chance's, and then left all of Alyssa's rabbits behind with no food and unsanitary conditions, and just said they left them because they no longer had the time to take care of them. And it's like, yeah, Alyssa's taking care of a child now, and they couldn't even take care of no rabbits and a dog. But once this dog was found by animal control, they ended up pressing charges on Alyssa because the dog was abandoned and not taken care of and neglected, but also because the dog had a broken paw at the time. I called Bobbie out for that in my last video, but she ended up responding, and she claims that she is not the one that injured the dog and it wasn't her responsibility, because she claims when the dog was in Taylor's care, it was perfectly fine, but once Chance and Alyssa adopted it, Bobbie claims that Chance got in a car wreck and the dog was in the car with him, and that's when the dog's paw got broken and Chance never took it to the vet. Alyssa has a court date here in a month for that animal cruelty charge, so I'm definitely following the case, and I will keep you guys updated after her next court date. But that's it for this video, guys. Like I said, if you want to see the full interview with Bobbie, check out Gio Malik's channel. The interview is well over an hour long, and I feel like they pretty much covered everything you could think of. But that's it for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Check out my lashes and cosmetics at AccordingtoAmber.com. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching.